Hey, in today's video, let's talk about why software products are not very strategic. Very often software products and teams that work in software product and product development, they kind of get lost on the day-to-day job and being able to produce new tasks or produce new features, release them to the customers, move on, address the next concern that the customers have, but they don't spend enough time to understand what is the bigger picture, what is the bigger problems that you as an organization are facing in order to achieve that vision of those products that you want to build for your customers. So let's talk about the problems that software companies are having that are preventing them from being more strategic. So the first one that comes to my mind is that many companies focus a ton on the product, but not so much on the go-to-market for that product. What is going to be the customer journey that our customers are going to have from discovering that product to consuming the product, to purchase it, to take it into use? What is that first experience? How they become loyal customers? How can they learn, share, and grow each other as a community? Or grow together as a community. The next one is that many companies are extremely focused on defining OKRs and KPIs for their products. What are going to be the number of sales that we are getting, the number of active users, monthly active users, daily active users, whatnot, anything that is tracking our conversion rates, all these metrics that are going to be very important, definitely, for tracking and understanding the performance of your product, but they don't substitute in any way a good strategy work. And yes, strategic intents and strategy areas should be tracked by a set of OKRs or KPIs that are going to help you to understand if you are really achieving those strategies that you have or you want to implement. Another one is that you are ignoring your competitive landscape. And many times people either ignore completely the competitors that they have, they just go with the flow and do whatever they want. And some others get a little bit too much in a rat race with their competitors. And none of their approaches are good. You really have to understand what your competitors are, what their strengths are, where you are stronger, where you are weaker, and potentially how you can differentiate yourself from them. This is very important. And sometimes differentiation from your competitors comes from the differentiate your product by taking approaches that are not even used in the industry that you have or that you are. Another point is that companies don't tend to do a good risk assessment. And many times companies get very focused sometimes in the risks and how to prevent some risks of am I going to be able to deliver or not. And that's are important risks to assess. But there's the other risk of what if my product or what are the risks of my product potentially not being adopted by the customers? And I think that, of course, this is very linked to the first one and the go-to-market and the service and the onboarding of the product with the users. But this is something that is very key. There might be things that even if you create the best technology for your users or the users to start using that product, if you don't have a good strategy for them to adopt it, they won't adopt it. Because maybe it's a very big leap. How are you going to help them get over that leap, get over those difficulties? Next one is that there's lack of market research. You really don't understand very well the market. You have not done enough market research to understand the potential customers out there, the potential problems that they have, and what are the potential trends in that industry or that area that you want to create products for. Finally, I think that one that is very important and very talked about in product circles is that the lack of ownership or cross-functional work in many companies. It is very important that teams are taking ownership of the work that they are doing and also that they are cross-functional, that they are able to produce end-to-end products, not just produce the product itself, but maybe produce all the go-to-market of the product. This is very important because that is going to give them the flexibility, the ownership, the innovation that they will need to create those extremely successful products. And products, you have to understand that maybe it's not just the whole product, it's a part of the product. Teams owning that part of the product is going to be important for them. It's going to really help them perform much better. So unfortunately, this is a relatively common topic for many companies that they focus on many things sometimes, but then when it comes to strategy, that's something that it's kind of missing and something that they don't take too much into account. So if you want to hear more about how to set strategies in your company, go and check out this video. I will see you in the next one, and remember, stay safe.